not bad. Not bad for basketball.
What do I look? Do I look right? Let's see. Oh, man. How do we look?
Looks good.
All right. To your left. Glasses aren't reflecting nothing?
Doesn't look like it.
Good.
But everything looks good.
Oh, no. This pin got stuck. It's all right. Look at the game day.
Okay, so we're gonna start here in review, but we're gonna interview the women's coach the first few minutes. Then he gets up. So he'll be in that list.
Top two. All in the middle seat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You third? Or you know?
You know who he is, right?
Yeah, that's Brian Douglas.
Yeah.
I forget what's the name.
Bryson.
So, big dog.
Yes. Hey, you from the big one?
I was just there and I came back for this.
How are you going?
What?
How are you doing?
they haven't
This
started
is the first game day.
Haven't you started yet?
It's start at 4.
Oh, okay.
4
Ready to the interview. Are you ready to hear? So you're running with my brother, son.
Yeah.
My brother's dad on it.
Don't tune me in, honestly.
Oh, really?
It'll probably be a 30-minute live stream at the website.
Sounds like a good deal.
What's up, bro? Buzz. Yeah, it's running, but you're fine. It's not letting me turn it the other way or something.
Well, it's basically.
Yeah, like horizontal. Oh well. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Coach Knight. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I did 2 in football, but since he's graduating, I'm taking over next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I've just been filling in if Cole needs somebody to fill in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see how it goes. I've never seen it double. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
No, we're not at our. We're 18.
What is this like? Oh. What's the
Average on each. He does. Okay.
Are you starting now?
In a minute. I'm waiting on Coach Knight. I hope he gets over here. Yes. Oh, you're talking about wait,
Yeah, so many of them are players.
oh yeah. He literally just walked right by and I told him, don't forget. Just a minute, I think
Oh, this is varsity. This is varsity.
so.
Oh, I just missed it. No, JD. Yes, they're going to run 4, ours run 5, but it's 6:30 and day 5. So they used to work. Once again, like 8 years ago. It's a key word. At the earliest.
We might go ahead and start to sit down, but you're good.
How you going?
Oh, was it live? Really? Dude, I love showing up early to watch batting practice.
I'm like, when has that ever happened? I was like, what? That's a big issue.
Alright, we can sit down in just a second. Trying to give them as much time as possible. Are you ready? I guess that's it. Alright. We can go ahead and sit down.
Alright. Oh. Oh.
Hello everyone, welcome into DHC Game Day. I'm Cole Martin. Alongside me is Bryson Dilday. No Griff today, it is his birthday. He is celebrating right now at the moment, but a big game on tap today between all three games. JV is about to kick off right now, but it is Game Day versus JH Rose. It's also senior night. We've got a lot to get to. We were supposed to have Coach Knight, the women's coach, here for a few minutes on an interview, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it. We will have Josh Rochester here in just a moment. He played here at Conley, both basketball and baseball, and he's doing some great stuff now. We'll talk to him in just a moment. But for now, we'd like to thank everyone for putting this on. Coach Merritt was running around getting us all of our stuff here, getting set up, so shout out to her. Shout out Coach Mack. Man, y'all have been awesome. Mr. World, the whole administration, thank you for letting us do this every single time. So shout out to y'all. With that being said, Josh, you can go and come on. We don't typically do it this way, but with basketball we do a little bit shorter live streams typically. But Josh, how are we doing today?
Oh, man, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So we typically interview the people as soon as they get on the show, but we're actually going to run through stats with you, okay, if that's something you're up for doing.
Absolutely.
I don't know how much homework you did. I know we were texting. I didn't know if you did any homework.
Absolutely. I was able to look at the stats that they had on the game, just looking at records, points per game, rebounds, and steals. And I got to see a little bit of the splits, but after that, not too much further. I saw Rose didn't have quite as many games logged, but we enjoyed that. So I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I do want to start with Rose, and there's not much to say. As you mentioned, there's only one game entered into Max Preps, but they have such a talented and very young core of players. That's between Case and Chase. You got Caleb Knight, who he is a senior, but him, Case and Chase, as I mentioned, Darren Bell, a couple of names, and most of these guys were Hope players at that. So can you kind of talk about, what the talent pool is here in Pitt County?
Yeah, the talent pool is great, and to be honest, I get to coach over at Chicad Middle School. We get to see a lot of these young guys early. From the height and the explosion, a lot of them just need that skill refinement work. And when you get to high school and all their shots start falling and all that development happens, where the range extends out, it really is, it's incredible to see how much they've grown. Just in there, I know I probably got 4 or 5 guys playing right now that I got to coach, and it is a world of difference. And when that young talent starts blending together and you get to that third year, the leaps and bounds that you can make, especially on the offensive side. Defense can sometimes be more natural for them, but on the offensive side, the explosion is spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. And another player that I forgot to mention was Jalik Parsons, who he is very, very athletic. His main sport, of course, is football, where he already has a Division I offer from ECU, and he's just a sophomore. So he's very, very talented. Bubba, have you been able to do any scouting on Rose?
Not really. I've been really busy with baseball, and baseball's about to start back up for everybody, so I've just been kind of busy. I have not.
Well, so far throughout the season, we're wrapping up conference play, and Rose is 15-5. They are 6-1 in the conference. They have sole control of the conference at the moment. That only loss in conference play coming to South Central, and that game was at J.H. Rose. I don't really know what happened in that game, but something electric clearly must have happened to get South Central the win there in that game. Now, moving on to Conley, they're 7-13, 1-6 in conference play. Last year and this year, kind of rocky seasons. And as I said, 1-6 in conference play. They're sitting near the bottom of the table right now. And so, Josh, did you ever have teams that you played for, maybe even coached for, where you're kind of stuck at this rock bottom and you're trying to get out of it?
Absolutely, and the main thing you have to do is band together as a group of guys. Something that ended up happening in my time playing is those teams that maybe struggled record-wise, we were normally our undersized teams because length comes into play so much in high school. And when you have these situations where you're having to crash all five, but then you still don't clear a board and the tap out and the open threes that happen, you can find things snowballing. And that's just on an individual game basis. But once you get back home, you start to talk through everything that happened and everything that happened throughout the game. You just regroup with your guys, set up for your next bit of film, and push and try to get another win. And you make sure that no one is stat hunting or anything of that nature. And so those times can be tough, but as long as you and your guys stay connected, you can push through the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of impact players that I want to highlight. Of course, I mean, we say it every game, even though we haven't had game day yet this season up until this point. But Caden Hill, man, I mean, what a player he is, averaging 20.6 points per game. That's top 100 in the state of North Carolina in scoring, 4.6 rebounds per game. I mean, he is the difference maker for this team. Also, a senior, Spencer Gouen, he's really good at knocking down some really tough shots from deep. That's really his main area, is from around the perimeter. So he's averaging 7.8 points per game, 1.6 assists per game. So we'll see how those guys play out in this one tonight. Another thing that I do want to mention, the rebounding has been really good so far for Conley this year. Xavion DeBerry, also known as Newt, and Darren Everett are both really tall guys that can get into the paint and grab some tough rebounds. I've seen them throughout the year. I mean, they have really good athletic ability at getting rebounds. And so, J.H. Rose doesn't really have a glorified big man. You got two guys that are really good rebounders for Conley, and that's not even including Caden Hill. So can you kind of talk about what that matchup might look like tonight?
Yeah, just as a coach, the first thing you always hear when you go in there and you have a team that's maybe more forward-driven, you don't necessarily have a single big man, is you start talking about the five that crash the boards, but there's two worries. The two worries are when you front and back the big man, that you get pushed too deep under the goal where you can't even get the rebounds. I mean, because, it's coming off the goal. It's not just going to go straight under. Right. And then your other worry is tip outs and what type of pattern does the other team play on fast breaks. And so it will be interesting to see if Conley does on offense a crash 3 method where they'll send 3 to the boards, or a crash 4 and they'll probably drop a forward. It kind of depends on what they see, especially if it's man. If it's man, they'll probably crash 4 to eliminate some of those leaks. But if you're Rose, what you have to do is you have to make that 5-man perimeter, front and back the bigs on the box outs, and you cannot get into a jumping contest. And that's probably what they're going to hope to do. And when that happens, you outlet and you start running. And so that would be my game plan as a coach. And you have got to worry about guys streaking down the middle of the lane when the shot goes up.
Exactly. Well, I will say that Rose is very good at holding their own, and as I already mentioned, they have a couple of very athletic players. I mean, Jalen Parsons, as I mentioned, he can jump through the gym, and so when you have guys like that, maybe a big man isn't too necessary, but I mean, having a big man is always really going to help. So we'll see how, especially how Jalik handles tonight, having to deal with both Darren and Newt. So we will see. Now, that's going to do it for our stats for now, but I do want to talk about the first matchup of the season, and I was telling Josh about how the game went. I don't know if you remember that. It was chaos. The game, of course, was played at J.H. Rose. The Vikes started off hot. They ended up tied at halftime at 28 apiece with the Rampants. And, this was a game where it felt like J.H. Rose was probably going to win this pretty handedly, especially being on their home court, home crowd advantage and all that. But no, the Vikings stuck with it. They shot lights out. Absolutely lights out. They rebounded really, really well, and their defense was spot on. And I think another factor in that. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You can come on in just a minute if that's good. Perfect. We're just recapping the Rose game, and so I don't even know where I was at. Hold on. And another factor in that first half, Rose did not have the best first half shooting, where typically we do see some really good three-point shooting from Rose, and they didn't have a great first half shooting-wise. Now that second half, the energy really spiked because it was like, oh crap, JH Rose has to get back in this thing and start playing well, and they got to hold Conley from three because they were shooting well from three. And then they go into the fourth quarter, Conley's up. They lead as much as 13 in the second half. And then it breaks down in the fourth quarter. JH Rose implements a hard full court press, and Conley can't seem to break it. And so slowly but surely, JH Rose starts to come back, and eventually they win. I mean, they had really, really good shooting there in the fourth quarter, but the game was tied with 10 seconds left. And JH Rose is taking it up the court, and just complete devastation as Spencer Gouen fouls, sends him back to the free throw line, and Rose wins 68-66. So very devastating stuff in that game. But we will see how tonight plays out, as now it's back at Conley. And now we have home court advantage right here in our own gym. So that's going to do it for the recap of the last game. Josh, we're going to swap you with Coach Knight real fast. Absolutely. If you want to come back, sit down after he's done with his interview.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Bubba, how we doing today?
We're doing good. I mean, felt really good out at the baseball field, and
yeah.
Came in here.
Gotcha. I don't know what's happening. But hey, ECU baseball's back.
Yeah.
How about it?
I'm really excited about that.
I'm so excited. I think this team's going to be good this year.
Yes.
All right, joining us now, Coach Knight, head coach of the women's basketball team. Coach, how are we doing today?
I am doing great, man. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. I have been waiting for this day. Plenty of great basketball to be played today. How are we feeling about this matchup coming up?
Pretty good. We've had a couple of good practices this week. The girls seem confident and just ready to toss it up and let's go.
Absolutely. Now, Coach, we were talking the other night at the South Central game, and you're seeing maybe if you get an interview with us because you mentioned that you're an organ donor. Can you kind of talk about what your process is with all that, what organs you had donated?
Yeah, I've had 2 kidney transplants. In fact, I had a young lady that I was coaching here, JV basketball, when I got my first kidney, that started a website for me, Kidney for Coach. And after that output, less than 6 months, I got a kidney. That kidney lasted me 13 years, and I'm on my second one now. The blessing is that I'm back on the court coaching again, and people don't realize how helpful organ donation is. When you pass away, I mean, you can help someone by leaving an organ. And most Africans Americans or Hispanics are cautious about being organ donors, but we're the most that need organs. And I go around advocating to minority groups about being organ donors. And it helps save lives.
That's absolutely awesome. I really love that. And I made sure when I first got my license, I was like, check on that box to be an organ donor, because I completely understand the importance, too, of that as well. Bubba, do you have any questions for Coach Knight?
I don't.
You can't think of it. It's all good. So, Coach, tonight is also senior night, and you have a very, very special senior player with Charlaiza Wilson. Can you kind of talk about her?
Yes, I'm most impressed with Charlaiza due to the maturity that she has gained since I last coached her. She's been a great leader this year, more talkative, but her game has picked up tremendously. Hate to see her go, but at least we got 2 more games with her next week.
Absolutely, and I got to watch her throughout middle school because I went to Hope, and now I get to watch her throughout high school, and she is a phenomenal player, and she really makes the game change a lot in certain ways. She flips the game on its head in a heartbeat. Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time and the interview. Best of luck to you in this game coming up.
Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Can we get a little score update? Score update? That was Coach Knight, head coach of the women's basketball team. JV is rolling through right now against JH Rose. Then after that, we will have women's varsity, then the guys game. Highly anticipated basketball tonight. Josh, you can go and come back on if you're ready. What was the score?
Currently, Conley is up 11-9 with 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I had one question after we left off with talking about the recap of the Rose game. Did you have any games that you played in where you felt like the home field advantage was like through the roof?
Oh, man.
Or maybe if there's anything going on at Chicago. I don't know what the home court advantage is there. I don't know.
The home court advantage at Chicago is always incredible. But I will say, okay, the one game that I remember that I played in where I was like, yeah, this is different at home. It was against Rose. And, I'm totally okay with saying I was nothing special in high school. I was more than glad to come off the bench and play my role. It was fun, right? It was a great time. It was a blessing. And
Sixth man of the year.
right. We're down 15 in the third quarter. And I remember just getting checked in, man. I'm playing that Kyle Korver role. Like, hey, keep everybody in front. Okay. Don't get blown by. Shoot threes if you have an inch, right? And I hit 4 straight threes in 5 possessions or whatever to cut the lead all the way down. And I will never forget, like, fans getting up, crowd getting all into it. It was just a crazy one. I'll just always remember that because there was one time where after the 4-3, I came back down and I smoked a layup because I got drilled in the air. But I should have still made it, but I smoked it. And I land up against the pad. My legs are like juiced already because I'm in adrenaline mode.
Right.
And I look over, and everyone is just standing up screaming. And I had somebody like from the crowd run over to come pick me up. It was fun. It was a fun time. So I remember that. That was 2017. Wow. That was a good time.
Wow, that's incredible. I can't really say the same about soccer. We don't really have much home field advantage, not that I know of. I think the biggest in the conference is definitely Rose. I mean, they have a really good support system when it comes to soccer. I mean, that's one of their main sports, really, at the moment at least. I know in past years it's been football. It's been every sport, but right now I'd say it's probably soccer. Well, Josh, I think that's going to do it for my basketball questions. I think I'm going to move on a little bit further into the interview. Got a little Wesley Smith action over here. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
It's been a minute.
I know. Are y'all shooting?
We are right now.
We are shooting.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to have you on for baseball season.
Hey, I'll be back.
Let's go.
Never leave.
Let's do it. Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm in, buddy.
That's the real unk right there. I've got to say, you think you're unk, Josh? That's the real unk right there.
That's a different level.
All right, Josh. Can you kind of talk about what you're up to today? I mean, of course I know, but tell the viewers.
Oh man. I'll play into the stereotype a little bit of being a youth pastor. I just got married, so if you've ever been in church, you've seen the memes online. Man, when you have a youth pastor, they got to tell everyone that they just got married.
Yes.
And so, man, that's been an awesome blessing. That was 7 months ago. So that's going on in life. But I've been blessed by the Lord to be able to work in youth ministry now for about 4.5 years.
Wow.
So I got to go through college, a couple different places, study religious theology and Christian theology, and really enjoyed that time. But the Lord has led into some church planting, helping build churches and run the youth ministry while we do that. And man, it's been one of the most challenging and incredible experiences. So that's a simple view. I can always get into details, but that's just what I have now. I'm still in my hometown, which is always incredible too.
Yeah.
Love being home.
Bubba, I was kind of asking you earlier if you kind of knew Josh. What did you know about him coming into today?
I knew of him from my dad.
Yeah.
But, I just knew he went to Conley, and he played baseball a little bit too. And I didn't know he played basketball. Can't lie. But that makes sense.
He's a baller. He's a straight baller.
He'll be on the best. But I mean,
guys,
that story he told was crazy.
I'm telling you, this guy, every time we play every Wednesday in the winter, I mean, he is a straight baller. I mean, he's like Sean Livingston with that with that post fade midi, man. I tell you what, you're pretty good from the arc, but I think your mid-range shot is probably where you got it going on, Josh. I got to say. So yeah, Sean Livingston for sure. You look just like him too, Josh. I got to say. All right, Josh. We're gonna move on. I forgot to mention the conference standings. I did say that Rose was at the top and Conley was more towards the bottom, but I'll read off those standings. Goes J.H. Rose, South Central, White Oak, New Bern, DH Conley, then Jacksonville. And Conley is sitting at the number 5 spot, 1-6. Their only win coming against Jacksonville. Jacksonville finished bottom of the conference last year too, so another down year for them. But I mean, tonight would be a really, really big win for Conley, going for conference. Of course, next week they do have rescheduled games against New Bern and Jacksonville. That first game versus New Bern here, New Bern has a couple of really, really good sharpshooters, and I think that's kind of been their MO in recent years. They actually lost to J.H. Rose their first time around. Then, of course, we mentioned South Central. They won that game at Rose a little while ago. The first matchup they played at South Central, Rose won that game, so it was kind of wacky in that sense. You know, White Oak's kind of this wild card kind of player. They've got one player that is from Puerto Rico, I believe, that he actually played at Northside Jacksonville last year, and Northside Jacksonville is not in our conference right now, but I was told that he transferred to White Oak High School, and of course those schools all being in Jacksonville, it worked out for him. But he is very shifty, very fast. He's like Jose Alvarado. He will pickpocket you real fast. And so White Oak's got a couple of ballers too. Of course, they've played Conley twice, and White Oak got the best of them in both of those matchups. So that is the conference recap. I do want to give a couple of shout outs to other teams in the athletic department. Cheerleading, they just went to nationals. I don't think they made it out of the first round, but they still made it to the national level down there in Orlando. They had a blast from what I heard. So we'll be hearing more from them about their senior night stuff, favorite memories and all that. That's all they talked about, because I have to read all of that off, and so I had to print the script, and I read all of them, and that's all they were talking about. Swim, we had someone that competed at states yesterday. I don't know how she did. Her name's Mia Benton, and she competed in the 100 freestyle. Shout out to you, Mia, for competing at the state level. Also, we got a ton of wrestling regional qualifiers. I'll read all those names off real fast. Bryce Lewis, Luca Garland, Darius Goddard, Ben Bima, Andrew Bullard, Cameron Bullard, Zane Pitzer, Sebastian Garro, and Camden Mears. Man, shout out to y'all. Y'all are killing it. I got to tell you, I know in recent years, Conley's produced some really good wrestlers. Of course, we had, what's his name? James Johnson, isn't that his name? I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. He was an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah.
But typically, Conley has a really, really talented wrestling program, and this long list of regional qualifiers just goes to show how talented a program they have. So that's going to do it for our athletics recap. Now, this is typically the part where we talk about game picks. We make game picks. I did not print off logos. I felt like that was going to be a bit too much, especially considering not every team is playing today. But I do know that New Bern and South Central are playing tonight, and that game is at South Central. So we're going to go down the line. You don't have to be too knowledgeable about the teams, but make your pick, starting with Bubba.
All right. So are we just doing South Central right now, or
No, New Bern or South Central? Make your pick.
I think South Central will take that one out. I just think they're the better team. I don't really know much about them, though.
Okay. Josh, what you got?
You can book it down. I'm going to say South Central by 15, and you're going to see 5 dunks.
5 dunks?
5.
Interesting. They are a very, very physical team. We saw that Tuesday, even with the big men that Conley has. I mean, especially senior Justin Blow. I mean, he is huge. And so that's kind of been their highlight point of their team in recent years is they're big, they're physical, and they're aggressive. And that's kind of how both games went against Conley this year. So I think I'm also going to take South Central. New Bern, I think New Bern can keep it close. I don't know if it's going to be 15, but it's at South Central. That's their home gym. But I will take South Central in that matchup. And, of course, the other matchup to pick for the Knights, Rose versus Conley. Bubba, what you got?
Give me Conley. I think they'll pull off the upset. They were really close that last game until, it was a really close game. I think they can pull it off at home.
I have to be a homer. I will go Conley by 1. That's my call. By 1. You're going to get all-time classics. Make sure you film it in so you post it on social media. That's my call.
Okay, all right. Josh and Bubba both say Conley. I am not. Yes, I am going to say Conley. I had to trick you all out a little bit. I am yet to pick Rose, I think. Someone can fact check me and go watch all of our past live streams, but I don't think I've picked Rose in any of the matchups, football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is. But yeah, as you were mentioning, Bubba, that first game was really close. And now, granted, Conley played the best basketball of the season in that game. Now, can they do that tonight is the question. Home court advantage is here. We're going to have a packed out Conley Crazy student section. I think it could happen. I think it could definitely happen. But I think it'll be a good game nonetheless. Really good in-county matchup, rivalry matchup, whatever you want to call it. I think it'll be a really good game. So, Bubba, you got any more comments, thoughts?
No.
Josh, you got anything else?
You know what? While I'm here, I want to hear your favorite sports story as an athlete. Because we see you as a reporter all the time. I want to hear your favorite story as an athlete. I don't know if you ever shared it.
I don't think I have. So it's more like, the reporter gets interviewed by the interviewee, I guess.
Play the game.
I don't really have a big time memory. Probably when I scored my first goal. I didn't score a goal in middle school. I didn't score a goal in high school all the way up until the first game of my senior year, and that was against Havelock, right out there on that field. And I'm predominantly right-footed, but my winger passes the ball in. I take a touch on my left around the defender, hit it on my left foot right to the bottom right corner, goes trickling in, and man, I was ecstatic. I had never scored a goal in school ball before. I'd scored in club soccer, but never in school before, and that was a great moment.
I actually do have a question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Oh shoot. Oh gosh. Okay.
I want to know what made you start DH College Game Day. I wanted to know that.
Okay.
Great question.
I realized I wasn't gonna be a D1 athlete. I picked that up, and ever since I watched the Auburn-Alabama game in 2013, it was like, this is where I need, this is what I need to be doing. Like, the love of the game. I listened to that radio call from Auburn so many times, and I get chills every time I listen to it. There goes Davis down the sideline. Oh my goodness, he's gonna take it all the way back. Auburn's gonna win the football game. Like, that's the moment that really got me into it. And from there, as a kid, I filmed videos on my iPad. Like, I had my own Sports Center kind of show that I did with my sister. And so that's kind of how it started. And I realized, with the field I want to go into, I should probably start getting reps and practice. And, if I want my resume to look good, I want to go to UNC, I need to build that resume. And so I kind of had these dreams and aspirations of doing a college game day knockoff for D.H. Conley High School. And I was like, nah, it's not going to happen. Somehow it came back up a couple months later, right before my junior year started. And I was like, man, I think I could get this to work. And I talked to Coach Mack. She loved the idea. And from there it was born. And all I needed was someone that could talk and do a little bit of sports, and that was Griff. And we've been doing it ever since. And it has been the best couple years of my life getting to do it. I've absolutely loved doing it. So that's the answer to your question. I don't know if I have another favorite sports moment. I didn't really have many, honestly. But that was a great question. Yes, I agree. Well, guys, if you don't have anything else, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a little bit of a shorter live stream, of course. Typically basketball games for us are a little bit shorter than football. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in. This is going to be the last first and only basketball live stream of the year. But we are just getting started for the year. We have some big plans, and I have a big-time announcement to make. First off, we will be doing live streams for baseball. Not all of the games, but select games. But also, we are going to be doing live streams for all games, and that is because I will be commentating all baseball and then select softball games this year with DHC Game Day. I think Griff had some interest in doing it too, so he might be joining me for a couple of games. But all baseball games will be live streamed right here on YouTube, and I will be providing some commentary, play-by-play analysis, and then the games and the days where baseball does not have a game but softball has a game, I will be live streaming those as well, because softball deserves the love at this school. I mean, they made the state championship last year. They are talented year in, year out. So with that being said, I'm Cole Martin. He's Bubba. This is Josh. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, go Vikes.
Go Vikes.